So let us start with today's topic. Today's topic is digestive glands. To understand the term digestive glands, you will first have to learn what are glands. So what are glands? Glands are actually the organs which secrete something in our body. These are the organs to secrete something. There are various types of glands. Glands have been classified into different categories on the basis of various reasons. One particular reason is where do they pour their secretion. So on the basis of where do glands pour their secretion, they are of two kinds: exocrine glands and endocrine glands. Exocrine glands are those glands which pour their secretions to the target with the help of duct. That is why they are also known as glands with duct. And endocrine glands, these are the glands which pour their secretions directly into the blood, and through blood it reaches to the target. That is why endocrine glands are also known as ductless gland. Let us study example. Exocrine gland. One example of exocrine gland I am going to write here is salivary glands. Salivary glands are found in mouth and they have to secrete saliva. And saliva is needed in mouth only. So what is the target of salivary gland? Mouth. And they release their secretions into the mouth itself with the help of duct. That is why salivary glands are known as exocrine glands. And endocrine glands, they pour their secretions where? Directly into the blood. Let us study example of pituitary gland, or let us study example of thyroid gland. They have to secrete their secretions directly into the blood, and through blood it reaches different organs. Like pituitary gland has to secrete hormone and its target is thyroid gland. Target of pituitary gland is thyroid gland, so it will release, pituitary gland will release its secretion directly into blood. That is why pituitary gland is known as endocrine gland. One more type of glands I have written here are dual nature glands. What are dual nature glands? Dual stands for double. These are the types of glands who work as both exocrine and endocrine. That is why these glands are known as dual natured gland. Pancreas is an example of dual natured gland. Sometimes pancreatic gland works as exocrine and sometimes it works as endocrine. That is why pancreatic gland is an example of dual natured gland, because it works as both exo and endocrine gland. So this was all about glands. We have to learn about glands to understand the concept of digestive glands. So this was basic about glands. Now let us study about digestive glands. What are digestive glands? The glands which help in the process of digestion. So the glands which are involved in the process of digestion are known as digestive glands. Let us study about all the digestive glands which are found in human digestive system. So these are the glands found in human digestive system. They all have their role in the process of digestion. First is salivary glands. Where do they found? Salivary glands are found in mouth. Then comes stomach, we have discussed earlier, then liver, then pancreas, and then comes intestine. They all are exocrine glands, but pancreas we have discussed earlier, it is both exocrine and endocrine. So let us study about salivary glands. These are glands found in mouth, and there are three pairs of salivary glands in our mouth. What are those three pairs? Parotid glands, the largest one, sublingual glands, and submandibular glands. So these are three types of salivary glands found in mouth. These parotid glands, where are they found in mouth? They are found in the inner side of the mouth near the ear. and with the help of duct they release their secretion, that is saliva, into the mouth. And sublingual gland is found under the tongue, and submandibular gland is found at the back of the throat. So the function of all these three glands is to secrete saliva, and then saliva contains an enzyme called salivary amylase which helps in the process of digestion. So this is all about salivary glands. One more point to be noted here is sometimes parotid glands, they swell up in a mouth. Parotid glands, they undergo swelling, and their swelling causes a disease called as mumps, highly painful disease. This disease is basically caused due to swelling or enlargement of the parotid glands. So this is all about salivary glands. So in stomach there are also exocrine glands, but the glands which are found in stomach, these are actually unicellular. Unicellular means the glands which are made up of one cells. Earlier we have discussed one classification of gland, that was on the basis of where do they pour their secretions. Now this classification, another classification of gland, is on the basis whether they are made up of one cell, means whether they are unicellular or multicellular. Previous glands which we have studied, salivary, stomach, liver, these all are multicellular glands. But some glands are made up of one cell, means one cell starts secreting something, that cell can be called as unicellular gland. So in stomach some cells are found, these cells secrete something, that is why they work as glands or they are known as glands. So one chief cell which is found over the entire lining of the stomach, chief cell type of gland. What is their role? Their role is to secrete proenzymes. To understand the term proenzymes, you must know what are enzymes. What are enzymes? Enzymes are actually proteins. When proteins, they control some chemical reactions, they are known as enzymes. And proenzymes are inactive enzymes. Inactive enzymes. Let us study examples of inactive enzyme. One example of proenzyme is pepsinogen. So pepsinogen, chief cells, they secrete pepsinogen. Chief cells, they secrete an inactive enzyme called pepsinogen, which later on gets converted to active enzyme called as pepsin. So chief cell, the function of chief cells which are found in stomach is to secrete proenzymes, and another cells, oxyntic cells which are found in stomach, their function is to secrete HCl. And goblet cells, very important, goblet cells, mucus secreting cells, they are also known as mucus cell. So function is clear from the name itself only, goblet cells, they secrete mucus. Next is liver. The largest exocrine gland found in our body is liver. Function of liver is to secrete bile salt or bile juice, which helps in the process of digestion. The main function of bile salt is to neutralize the food which comes from the stomach, because when food from the stomach reaches the intestine, then it is acidic in nature. Why? Because in stomach HCl is found. So when food is dipped in the HCl in the stomach, it becomes acidic, and when acidic food reaches the intestine, then it has to be neutralized. And who neutralizes that acidic food? Bile salt, which is secreted by liver, because the secretions of both liver and pancreas are released into intestine with the help of duct. That is the reason liver and pancreas are known as exocrine glands, because they release their secretion to the target. What is the target? Intestine, with the help of duct. So function of liver is to secrete bile salt. And next is pancreas. Function of pancreas is to secrete, because it works as both exocrine and endocrine. When it works as exocrine nature, then it secretes. Pancreatic gland, when it works as exocrine, then it secretes pancreatic juice. And when it works as endocrine, then it secretes 4 different kinds of secretions. These 4 different kinds of secretions in the pancreatic glands, are released by different cells: alpha cells, beta cells, delta cells, and pancreatic polypeptide cells. Alpha cells, they secrete a hormone called glucagon, and function of glucagon is to convert glucagon, that is glycogen. So function of glucagon is to convert glycogen into glucose. And beta cells, it secretes insulin which breaks glucose. And delta cells, somatostatin, it is a negative hormone which acts upon pancreatic gland and stops the secretion of pancreatic juice. So it is a negative hormone. And pancreatic polypeptide, this hormone, somatostatin, actually it stops the secretion of liver. And pancreatic polypeptide, it stops the secretion of pancreatic juice. And then is intestinal gland, and intestinal gland secretes intestinal juice which contains several enzymes to support the process of digestion. So this is all about digestive glands. Today our topic gets over here.